Hey, everybody, welcome to the second episode of the Thunderbird podcast, where today we're going to be breaking down the first week of the playoffs. So, super wild card weekend, super excited about it. And then we're going to get into the divisional round of the playoffs. And then from there, show our updated brackets. If you guys remember last time, we showed our brackets, our predictions for the entire playoffs. We got, an updated picture for you. We'll get into that to top off today's podcast. But without further ado, let's get into it. I have the games on my phone from Wildcard Weekend, and let's start with the breakdown of the Colts Bills game, 27-24 Bills. Don, what are your thoughts?
Man, this game was actually like really good. Like I was actually really okay. First off, I was impressed with the Colts because I honestly thought I predicted that the Bills were gonna blow the Colts out.
Yeah, so did I.
I was gravely mistaken. Like I was like I couldn't have been more wrong. But yeah, this game was like really good, man. And Josh Allen, he just proves that he really is like he's a dynamic quarterback. And the Colts are a very talented team, and as much as I love Philip Rivers, he's holding the team back. Even and I know it's weird because they won 11-5 and they made the playoffs and they actually gave the Bills competition, but he's keeping them from like being like explosive, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I
His
kind
arm
of.
strength is dwindling. His athleticism's he's never been a great athlete.
No.
But yeah, but yeah, man, I thought the Bills. I mean, I guess looking from the outside, you would be like, they're the second seed. They went 13-3. Then they barely beat the Colts. But like the Colts were no pushovers. Like if
No, no, they
if the
weren't.
Bills faced like a team like the Steelers and had trouble, then that would make sense. But since they faced the Colts and the Colts are a hell of a team, it makes sense. So yeah, I was impressed with. This is a game where I think both teams came out looking good.
Yeah, I mean the Colts. Yeah, as you're saying, there are no pushovers. They did hand the Packers, the number one seed, one of their three losses. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, the Colts definitely not a pushover team. And I do understand what you're saying about Philip Rivers, because I mean Philip Rivers is still a good quarterback, but the
Hmm.
thing is, yeah, he's not an athlete. All the young quarterbacks today, um, can run at least to some degree. Philip Rivers, oh god, him and Tom Brady are the most non-mobile quarterbacks in the
Yeah.
league. Oh gosh, it's atrocious. Watching Philip Rivers trying to make any game-saving tackle or interception. Oh, do you remember? Do you remember when they played the Ravens earlier in the year and he threw that pick? I think it ended up being a pick six. No, it wasn't a pick. Colts receiver fumbled. Ravens returned it to the house, and
Oh
Philip
yeah,
Rivers
yeah,
tried to.
yeah, yeah.
He does a little,
That was
does a little, he
hilarious.
does a little. Dude, that was hilarious.
That was
Yes, no,
hilarious.
Philip Rivers definitely not athletic, and he hasn't had a deep ball for a while. He always does
Mhm.
he got a weird throwing motion. I mean, for what he does, it's good, but
It's iconic.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the deep ball really isn't a threat when you have Philip Rivers as a quarterback, and I think
Hmm.
that deep threat is yeah, I think that's like one of the only things holding the Colts back is having a quarterback that's a little bit more athletic and a
Hmm.
little bit more diverse and and what throws quarterback makes. Yeah, I think they're a slightly better quarterback away from propelling themselves further in the playoffs. I mean, shoot, they at one point they looked in control of the game for a bit
Yeah.
there. I mean, it was kind of lucky they had they they were putting the Bills deep in their own territory for like the entire first half. The Bills, I think their best starting field position was like the 16-yard line or something in their own
Yeah.
territory. The Colts had
Yeah.
them pinned deep, and that did not help the Bills at all. But yeah, so they were handling business until that failed fourth and goal. What do you think about
Mhm.
that? What do you think of Frank Reich's decision to go for on fourth and goal there? Because the score was it was 13-7. No, it was 10-7. 10-7. Yep, it was 10-7.
I liked it. I think at that point against a team like the Bills, if there's any chance you can have with getting a lead on them, especially like a touchdown lead on them, that I think it was worth it. And even though they didn't get it, I still think it's good play calling at least because it does show that he is aggressive. So he's not going to be a conservative coach or anything like that. And I think it was just like even if they didn't make it, I think the decision alone it really set the tone for how the Colts were going to come out and play.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think it was a good decision by Frank Reich. Frank Reich is very, especially even since his Eagles days, even actually since his Chargers days. I think he's always been a dynamic play caller, and
Hmm.
I think that decision was justified.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm kind of a hypocrite. Sometimes when like right before the 2 point conversion or fourth down conversion is attempted, sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, all right, I like the decision, and then they'll fail. I'll be like, oh, bad decision. Sometimes I'm hypocritical like that, but no, I really like the fourth down call. It sucks that it didn't go their way because momentum shifted right after that. Bills drove down the field, and from there on, it was pretty much their game. I mean, the Colts, almost came back on them towards the
Mhm.
end, but nonetheless, that play definitely shifted the game in the Bills' favor. But I like the play call because you're up 10-7. The half is almost over, um, and I think had they scored a touchdown, there would have still been some clock for the Bills to score another touchdown. But if Colts score a touchdown in that situation, Bills come back. The Bills go into the half 17-14, right? Or best case scenario, they score a touchdown, Bills don't score at all, then 17-7, and having that momentum into the half, that's even better. Um, and I think, yeah, I'm glad they didn't settle for a field goal because had they made the field goal, then the Bills could have still gone down, scored, and still had the lead, and still gain momentum from that. So I really like the fourth down call by Frank Reich, and also also the defense was playing great football, up until that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So I 100% agree with that call. Just sucks that it didn't go their
I will
way.
say, I will say, I never once thought for a second during that game that the Bills were going to lose.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the only way I would have thought that is had they scored that touchdown, and then especially in their best case scenario they scored a touchdown, not allow the Bills to score at all. Then I would have been like, ooh, maybe Colts might get this upset, but
Yeah.
well, that's not what happened. Josh Allen and turned on the magic and drove downfield to get the lead at the half.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
this
I think it's official. He's definitely a top three quarterback.
oh yeah, right now
Like
for
I
sure.
honestly don't. I don't think the Bills win that without Josh Allen.
No, they don't. Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
flip it. Put Philip Rivers on the Bills and Josh Allen on the
Yeah.
Colts. Colts win that game, not
Oh
the
yeah.
Bills. Yeah, yeah. So no, yeah, Josh Allen is definitely this year at the least a top three quarterback.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's been lights out all year, and it goes to show how patience with the young quarterback can be rewarded. Because his first two seasons were they were they're all right, and then this year just exploded.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see the growth of Josh Allen, and oh, he got his first playoff win. That was
Yeah.
yeah, because he lost to the Texans
Yeah. He
last year.
he's been definitely a work in progress,
Mm,
but it paid off because now like they're the second seed and they're gonna make the AFC Championship without a doubt, in my opinion. So yeah,
yeah,
it paid off. Brian Dable, a
yeah,
genius for
yeah,
making that work.
yeah. He definitely deserves um, a head coaching spot somewhere. But me personally, I think unless the Eagles get Brian Dable, me personally, I would like to see Brian Dable stick another year in the Bills, just because I'd like to see that electric offense keep going for the Bills. I mean,
Yeah,
Sean McDermott's a great coach. I'm sure he could still keep the magic going with the Bills offense. But Brian Dable, yeah, one of the best offensive coordinators in the league right now.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah. um, all right. Do you have any other thoughts from the Bills Colts game?
Colts just need to get another. They need to get a new quarterback if they want to take it to the next level.
Yeah. All right. Next game is Rams Seahawks. Rams won 30-20. What are your thoughts on that one?
This game was shocked the hell out of me. I was not expecting anything that happened in this game. First off, John Wolford goes out.
Yeah,
He takes a gruesome. I mean, it wasn't gruesome, but you could tell like
but it was a bad
you
hit.
can tell Jamal Adams like he pressed his head into his body when he delivered that hit. So he
Yeah,
went
I mean, he had
down.
to
Then
go.
I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, he had to go to the hospital.
yeah,
Actually,
like yeah. So I thought, okay, so then I mean, there's no way. Like, and then like a Jared Goff with barely a thumb on his throwing hand, he's not gonna be able to throw
right?
anything. But I mean, the defense just came. The Rams defense, good
Came to play.
God, good God, like they just shut everything down.
They,
They shut down Russ, DK, Ricardo Lockett. They shut everybody down in that game. I was extremely impressed.
yeah,
Extremely.
yeah. So I didn't know. I mean, I knew the Rams defense was great, but I didn't know going into that game that the Rams had the fewest points allowed on average throughout the season. I didn't know that.
Dang.
And well, it was it was obvious with that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, having the best defensive tackle in the game without a doubt, Jalen Ramsey. It's pretty much unanimous that right now he's the best corner in the league, and just like
Yeah.
those two
Yeah.
players alone, oh yeah. DK
Yeah.
Metcalf got held to like 4 catches or something. Aaron Donald was putting pressure, not just Aaron Donald, but Leonard Floyd was also putting a lot of just that whole Rams D line was just getting to Russell Wilson all day. The offensive line could not contain him. And Jared Goff, yeah, he didn't. I mean, yeah, his performance wasn't impressive. Sorry, but he was still able to, put a touchdown and keep them in the game with a freaking just broken thumb. Only 2 weeks off surgery. So I'm actually kind of impressed by Jared Goff. I mean, yeah, his stats aren't bad, but considering that he managed to do it with a broken thumb, I'm impressed. I like the adversity from Jared Goff, and
Yeah. Yeah. He definitely showed his toughness during the game.
yeah, yeah, and then the defense to understand that the offense is not gonna be able to put in a whole lot of work. The defense knew the situation. I love that they adapted, and yeah,
Mhm.
they truly contained the Seahawks offense. The Seahawks offense did not do anything.
Yeah. I mean, even though you and I we both predicted the Seahawks to win, we we always would bring up how inconsistent they were, and I
Yeah,
wasn't expecting them to be this game. This game felt one-sided for like almost the whole game. Like the Seahawks,
yeah,
I mean, not the Seahawks, the Rams would just not let up. Like they were just putting their foot on the Seahawks neck the entire game, and I was like, the Seahawks gotta like some kind of like they have some kind of explosive play that'll get the offense going. It never happened. And I was like, what the hell? Like, this is like, first off, the Seahawks scored like all, I mean, DK went off. Russell was like he was like the MVP for like the first like 4 or 5 weeks. And then from like that to like this, and it's like, and this is the Rams team that's kind of like not battered up, but they don't even have a quarterback. And if,
yeah.
if they do have one, it's one with not even a thumb. So like, I honestly don't get how the Rams I don't get how the Rams were able to shut them down so dominantly. I was like, I knew the Rams defense was good, but I wasn't expecting them to basically disable DK for like the entire game.
Well, I mean, Jalen Ramsey has always been, dude. I don't
He's a
know how much
shutdown
of
guy.
he. No, he's been a total shutdown corner this year. Um,
Mhm.
one argument I want to have, or the topic I want to discuss with you later, is who's the better corner, Jalen Ramsey or Xavier Howard this year? Um, but yeah, no, Jalen Ramsey's been locking down people all year. DeAndre Hopkins, in my opinion, the best receiver in the league, um, and has been for some time. Shut him down. And you know what? Oh, I am so excited to see Jalen Ramsey versus Devontae Adams. I want to,
It's gonna be a matchup.
yeah, I'm excited to see that because Devontae Adams, he's not like a big receiver. DK Metcalf is big, DeAndre Hopkins is
Mhm.
big, Julio's big. Devontae Adams isn't big. He's just got
Yeah,
speed and route running ability, and
yeah,
good hands. Um, so I want to see how Jalen Ram. I mean, I'm sure he'll do good. I'm not. Yeah, I don't think he's definitely not going to get torched by Devontae Adams. I don't think so. Um,
yeah.
but I want to see if he doesn't do as good versus Devontae Adams as he would
Mhm.
versus a player like Hopkins or Metcalf because of the the physicality, the physicality, the body, that type of matchup. I want to see how that plays out. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to even say like what the Seahawks really need because it's like they are inconsistent, but I do think they're more hurt on the defensive side of the ball. Um,
Kinda. I mean,
so well, yeah. What do you
yeah,
think?
I mean, the latter half of the season, they're I mean, not saying that their defense was stellar because it wasn't, but it was improving and it was getting better and it was getting decent. It wasn't a bad defense in the beginning half of the year. Oh, definitely was a bad defense, but the defense started to pick up. It was the offense that just totally went downhill, and I mean, you definitely saw in this game. The Seahawks did actually. I don't know if you heard they did fire their offensive coordinator. I think actually yesterday. Um,
Wow.
so yeah, yeah, the Seahawks did a total 180. The offense is clicking in the first half of the season, and then second half just gone,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
costed them. Honestly, this game because the Seahawks defense was given. They were given the golden ticket by, all right, here you get to play against John Wolford. Okay, injure his neck. All right, cool. Now, better yet, Seahawks defense. Now you get to play against Jared Goff with a broken thumb. So the game, like the Seahawks defense, definitely was in favor against the Rams offense. You know,
Mhm.
Seahawks defense was definitely going to outplay the Rams offense, but yeah, the Seahawks offense just had to get it going, and they could not against clearly, I would say the best defense in the league right now.
Yeah, and I wasn't. I also wasn't expecting the Seahawks rush defense to be so bad. I mean, Cam Akers,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
welcome to the league. Like
yeah,
we're like this guy just came out of nowhere and torched over 100 yards.
yeah. I
Like
think I think he got up to like 170.
yeah, he was just destroying. And I mean, obviously they had to because Jared Goff couldn't throw, but
Yeah,
they couldn't even stop him. Like Cam Akers just kept going. It's like they had no adjustments for that. The Seahawks just didn't look prepared for this at all. I don't know how.
yeah,
Like
they
I guess they
didn't.
thought they were gonna be. I think they thought it was gonna be an easy game because like damaged quarterback or backup quarterback, so they thought it was just gonna be a run in the park. It's another thing of just under preparation and underestimating your opponent. I mean, the
Yeah,
Rams were never. I mean, the Rams for like ever since Sean McVay got there, they've always been especially from Jeff Fisher, which one of the worst coaches of like
oh
the
gosh, I remember the
2010s.
Jeff Fisher days of the Rams.
Terrible. 7-9,
Terrible.
7-9,
So,
seven and
yeah,
nine. So we get it. We get it. But ever since Sean McVay took over, the Rams have always been like a good to great team,
yeah.
and
I
I
think
think we
they're yeah,
underestimated them this season. We really did.
yeah. I think the Rams' worst record so far is 9-7 with under Sean McVay. So
Last year, what was their record last year?
nine and
Because I know
seven.
last year was 9-7. Jesus,
Yeah.
I wasn't even. I thought it was like 7-9 to be honest.
No,
But
no.
even then, I mean, like they're always a good team, and I think the Seahawks underestimated it. We underestimated them.
I mean,
But yeah, I mean, so I go ahead, go ahead.
so you said earlier you were shocked. I wasn't shocked. This is, I mean, I still predicted the Seahawks to win this game beforehand.
Mhm.
Um, but I wasn't shocked because I knew that to me to me going into the weekend, I thought, okay, the two most evenly matched games this weekend are the Rams Seahawks and Ravens Titans. So the Rams Seahawks was definitely a game I saw going either way. So
Mhm.
me personally, I was not shocked. I was like, oh, okay, I was wrong. All right, cool.
So you thought this game could go either way,
Oh yeah,
you
though,
had like this year. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I mean,
and
I just thought that the Seahawks were just gonna. I thought they were gonna be able to take advantage of the fact that
yeah,
the
that's
Rams
exact.
quarterback
Yeah, that's
situation was
exactly
bad,
why
but they
I.
never did.
Yeah, that's exactly why I predicted the Seahawks to win. But now clearly the offense did not show up. They forgot. They forgot they had a game to play.
Mhm. No,
Gosh,
let me ask you this: do you think the Rams? Because I like Jared Goff, but I don't really think he's like. I don't really think he's anything really special. Like
no.
he's not mobile. He doesn't have the best arm. I'll just say the only like credit I'll give him is that he's always consistent mostly, even though he kind of has like bad games sometimes. But he's for the most part a consistent quarterback that you know if he doesn't make any mistakes, then the Rams they'll be able to rally around like his decent quarterback play. He's like, you know what?
Yeah.
He's opening the door for us, so let's just go ahead and play and play hard. But I think he's like a B quarterback, to be honest.
Yeah. So I don't see the Rams taking winning a Super Bowl. Well, I can't say taking the Rams to the Super Bowl because Jared Goff already did that.
Hmm.
But I don't see the Rams winning a Super Bowl with Jared Goff. He just doesn't like he doesn't have that it factor, you know? Like he's he's consistent. Like he's the definition of good. Not pretty good,
Yeah,
not great, not really good. He's not Patrick Mahomes, Rodgers, any of them. He's just good.
he's
He's
good.
he's
Yeah,
be,
he's
he's
a
better than
quarterback.
mediocre. He's
Yeah,
just good. That's it. Like
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would love to see the Rams upset the Packers this weekend. That's who I'm going to root for, but I don't know.
Really?
I mean, I don't
You want
know.
to see the Rams?
Well, okay, I would like to
Mm.
see the Rams upset them as long as they don't go to the Super Bowl because I don't think the Rams deserve to be in the Super Bowl with that offense. The defense deserves it, but the offense, no.
All right. Well, it's a weird.
I mean, but I'm not
I
gonna
don't
be
expect.
I'm not gonna be upset. I mean, I am predicting the Packers to win. We'll get into that later. Um,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be upset if the Packers win. I think I'm like it would just be it would shake things up a little bit if the Rams pulled off that upset.
I guess. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I just feel like I think I'd rather just see the Packers. I think I'd rather just see the playoffs play through Lambeau this year.
I
I
mean,
don't want to see it play
and
in New
that's
Orleans again.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Mhm.
Well, hey, I mean, I don't think this is gonna happen, but if both the Bucks and the Rams won, the Bucks as a wild card team would host. Just put that out there. That'd be kind of
And
crazy.
that's rare.
Yeah. When was the last time that happened?
I don't even think I could tell you, to be honest.
Yeah, the last wild card team I remember was, I think, actually the Packers when they won against the Steelers.
Like when hosting an AFC
Oh no
championship
no!
game
I'm just saying a wild card team in
championship
the
game.
Super Bowl.
Oh, no. The Giants the year after.
Were they the wild card? I
Yeah.
thought they won the NFC East that year.
Oh, okay. So you mean like 6 or 7 seed? I mean, you mean
Yeah,
like five and
five
six
or
seed?
six. Yeah,
Okay. No, yeah, this is yeah, Packers.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, anyways, is there any other takeaways you have from the Rams Seahawks game?
The Rams defense, the best defense in the league right now.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's get into the Bucks Washington football team game. Ugh, that just sounds weird to say. The Washington needs to change its damn name.
Just get a name. Just get
Yeah,
a name. Get a name.
yeah. Oh gosh, I hate it. Anyways, yeah, Bucks versus Washington, 31-23. Bucks win. What do you think?
Heineke, Heineke,
Oh god. Hey,
Heineke. I mean,
okay.
Taylor Heineke plays out. I mean, now listen. Is he really like? Do I think he's a franchise quarterback? God no. But I mean, I just think it was. I always thought the Bucks were gonna win.
Yeah.
I just thought this was like a cool game to see, like some unknown quarterback just randomly go off against. Like he
Yeah.
literally like him and he basically played evenly.
Yeah. It
But
got
I will say the Bucks for Madden Ultimate Team from 2 years ago, they really play so underwhelming. Um,
I was gonna say they
yeah,
definitely the defense, especially the defense,
yeah,
they underperformed. I even think the offense underperformed too. Um, so me and you texted each other a little bit during the game, and I said Tom Brady could not throw under pressure to save his life. He gets hit by a freaking paperclip and he messes up the throw. That's all I saw during the Washington game. Like, and it's kind of crazy because they still put up 31 points as an offense, right?
yeah,
Um, and to me, they still underperformed because there was so many throws. It's like not like some of them weren't easy, but they definitely weren't hard throws either. Like Tom Brady can make those throws. But it's like, oh my gosh, he gets slightly enveloped by the D line, not sacked or anything, not hit as he threw, slightly enveloped, or sometimes he get a little as he throws, and it's thrown short or thrown over the freaking receiver's head. It's like, dude,
Yeah,
oh my
I
gosh. I
noticed
mean,
that too.
granted, but when Tom Brady was not under pressure, he make some clean throws. Some of those throws, I was like, man, he still throws a freaking beautiful ball. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
But
I
but
mean,
under pressure,
and
that's
honestly, and yeah, and it never gets old watching Brady.
no, it doesn't. And a lot of you viewers are probably gonna hate on us for saying this because I know you guys are probably tired of seeing Brady. I kind of like it just because like the reason why I'm not so anti Tom Brady being good this year when I imagine a lot of you might be is because at the least like yeah sure like let's say the Buccaneers go to the Super Bowl, Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl again, oh god, oh no, at
Yeah.
the least like it's a different jersey, right? Because
Hmm.
if Tom Brady was on the Patriots this year and they went to the Super Bowl, right? Not only is
Yeah,
it Tom Brady and Bill Belichick again, but it's all the other players too. It's the same. It's not just those two. It's the same freaking jerseys in the Super Bowl every year. So
yeah.
at least the only remaining thing is just Tom, and it's kind of cool to see
Hmm.
him at me personally at 43 years old kicking ass and 31 playoff wins. Oh my lord.
That's insane. That is
Yeah,
insane.
and what also makes it better and more unique is that he's in the NFC now because
Yeah.
he could very well be on an AFC team on a new AFC team and going into the playoffs. But he's on an NFC team and yeah, it's fun. I enjoy Brady winning and also especially because they just beat my my rivals Washington.
Yeah.
As an Eagles fan, I must hate all my rivals. It's just the way it is. Um,
Nate
so
Sudfeld.
yeah. Oh, let's not talk about that. Oh dear God. Anyways, yeah, no. So I was happy to see Washington lose. Sorry to if there are any of you Washington fans out there watching, but um, yeah, no, I enjoyed seeing Tom Brady win. The only thing on offense that has to improve is Tom Brady being able to throw under pressure for next
Yeah.
week because the Saints D line is going to get to Tom Brady better than Washington is than
Mm,
Washington did. And then on defense,
yeah.
oh man, I don't know if you noticed, but it was something I was thinking to myself the whole game. Like that defense so underperformed. I mean, granted, Taylor Heineke did put up a freaking game. I mean, that kid gave his heart out and he also played I think it was the entire fourth quarter with a separated shoulder because you saw he injured you saw that play where he went out for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was out for a couple plays because he tried to make that diving touchdown, I think it was. He dove
Hmm.
first and he had to come out for a couple plays. Yeah, it turns out he separated his shoulder and then went back in and played the rest of the game. that that's hard, man.
That's hard. That's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, so and I'm just so underwhelmed by the Bucks defense. The whole like they're they were playing zone defense, I think, for a lot of the time. And oh my gosh, their zone defense got so exploited throughout that entire game. The defensive coaching has to be better because
Do you know who the
yeah,
defensive coordinator is?
Todd Bowles. I mean, Todd Bowles is a good defensive coordinator, and
I think that's why.
I mean, I think Todd Bowles is a good defensive coordinator, but he shouldn't be a head coach. And that's a different discussion. It's just he's got to adjust and he's got to improve for the Saints because come on, Drew Brees and the Saints, Alvin Kamara, and Michael Thomas, and Deontay Harris who went off against Chicago. It's always there's always some
There's
no
always
name
something.
play. There's always some no name player every year that just decides to go off in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the defensive coaching has to be better. Otherwise, the Saints are gonna get the clean sweep against the Bucks.
Yeah. I mean, I still think the Bucks have a shot because
Oh, for sure. I
I mean,
definitely think
listen,
so.
they have a shot against them, but do I think they're gonna win? I don't know. I'll say this: I think they're gonna lose, but I don't think. I don't think you'll be able to blow out Tom Brady 3 straight times.
No. Well, the
Like,
first game wasn't a complete blowout. It was 11. I
it
mean,
wasn't a blowout, but the Saints were
but
control the
yeah,
entire game. You get what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
I hear what you're saying. Yeah,
and then the second game was just a disaster. But
yeah.
let's hope, man. I mean, the fact
Ah,
that Bruce Arians cannot make this team be like, and listen, Bruce
they,
Arians is a great coach, but come on, you have all the talent in the world.
yeah. We've talked about it several times over and over. We might have even said it on the last podcast that the Bucks are freaking the ultimate team in Madden. It's good God, it's insane.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
So what? So let me ask you, since you're a certified Washington football team hater,
of
since
course.
you got that Eagles flag behind you, um, where do you think the football team goes from here? Because their coach is battling cancer. The owner is always
No, no, no.
muddled in
Ron Rivera beat cancer.
he beat cancer. Okay, well, there's always I feel like with the football team, especially the top brass, there's always some, especially because Dan Snyder's a terrible owner.
Yeah.
But
Oh God.
like, what do you think the football team should do? Like, do they draft a quarterback? Do they start Alex Smith? Do they start Taylor Heineke?
So,
Like,
well,
what expectations do you have for them?
so that depends. Alex Smith is 36 years old, and coming off one of the most gruesome injuries, or finally playing again after one of the most gruesome injuries in football.
Mhm.
He apparently within the next few weeks he's going to decide whether he's going to retire or not. So I think that depends. So in the event that Alex Smith stays, what I think they should do is I think they should draft a quarterback, but let Alex Smith start this year and have a quarterback develop under Alex Smith because well the last time that happened we got freaking God Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, so I clearly Alex Smith knows how to coach you know teach a new young quarterback. So
Yeah.
I think that's what Washington should do. I mean, I hope it doesn't turn successful. Sorry, but
Yeah.
you
Well,
know
like,
why.
you also think about, like, they're not gonna have a good pick. Well, they won the division, so they're not gonna have a good draft pick
No,
either.
they're gonna have like
They're gonna have like the
pick
20th or
number
21st.
21. What?
Yeah.
No, wait. Hold on. There were no. It should actually be pick 19 because two additional teams made it to the playoffs. So typically, the first before this year, the first 20 teams are all the teams that are eliminated from the playoffs. Um,
Hmm.
but this year, it's the first 18 teams. And then you get the playoffs. And the Washington has the worst record of the teams that just lost, so they will be getting the pick number 19 in the draft.
Yeah, and at that point, I don't even. I mean, I think the only quarterback that might be available would be like Trey Lance or Mac Jones,
I
and
mean,
I don't really
there's
see
some
any
good
of them.
options.
Oh yeah, there's good options. I don't know. I don't know if the football team's gonna find their franchise quarterback in this year's draft.
I mean, hey, you
Um,
never know, man. Lamar Jackson was picked at 32.
yeah, I
And,
guess.
and,
I
and Mitchell
guess.
Trubisky was picked. Was
Number
Mitchell
three. He
Trubisky
was the
picked that?
third. No, second. No, no,
No,
no,
he was
no,
the
no.
second pick.
Second pick.
Yeah, he was.
Oh
But I'm trying to remember. Was Trubisky, Watson, Mahomes, and Lamar all in the same year?
no, no, no. Lamar was the year after. Lamar was drafted with he was drafted with Josh
Josh
Allen and
Allen.
Baker.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was that draft.
I
But
mean,
we'll
yeah.
see, man. We'll see what the
Yeah.
football team does. Hopefully by then they'll have a name and all that.
Yeah, God, they have to have a freaking name. It's so dumb having to say the Washington football team. The fact that
It's
the
too
Washington football team made the damn playoffs. How does a
insane.
team without a name make it? It's
I'll
ridiculous.
say.
At
I
seven
mean,
and nine. At 7-9.
well, I mean,
Oh.
if the Giants would have made it with a 6-10 record, so it wouldn't have been any better. Plus, the football
Sorry,
team was
Giants.
they were like the easiest team to root for out of that division.
For me, I was gonna pick the Giants simply because Washington didn't have a name. That's the only. I of the Cowboys, Giants, and football team. I hate the football team the least,
Yeah.
but I was gonna root for the Giants over Washington simply because they don't have a name. But I mean, oh well, that was a week ago. So
Mhm.
All right. Anything else to take away from Bucks Washington?
I mean, Bucks are gonna have to make a lot of adjustments if they want to have a chance next week.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Now we're getting into the Sunday games. 20-13, Ravens beat the Titans. This was a good
I
game.
I love this game so because
Me too.
I'm a Lamar Jackson fanatic. Like I love he's in my top two favorite players to watch alongside Justin Herbert. I think I honestly I think Lamar is probably number one if I'm being honest. I love watching him play. Like he's
Oh yeah,
just
he's
so
so dynamic.
awesome
He's so
and
dynamic because
so awesome.
because clearly he's the best rushing quarterback right now. That's unanimous. But
Mhm.
what also complements is the fact that he's a running quarterback and can throw good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
like he's just such a dual threat. Like he's the epitome of a dual threat quarterback. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I mean, I was rooting for the Ravens so hard this game, even though everyone thought the Titans were gonna, beat them.
No, 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 no. I thought I wouldn't say everybody thought the Titans. I think that was a pretty. This was the toughest game of the week for people to decide, myself included. And look, I chose the Titans to win just because I thought Derrick Henry was going to go off. But hey, he didn't have his lead blocker Earl Thomas, so you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
Baltimore
gosh.
put that noise to rest, and they
No,
played a
they
hell of a game. And they didn't even. It's not like they even really blew him out, but like you could tell Lamar,
after yeah
he
after
he's evolved, man. He's evolved.
oh yeah yeah and after the Titans went up 10-0, it really became Baltimore's game. Um,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm for sure impressed by Lamar. He played great, but I'm more impressed by the defense because
yeah,
they held Derrick Henry down. Now that's like the first game I've really seen Derrick Henry struggle this year. Because like even in his worst games, he's still getting like 80, 90 yards, in his worst games. He got like what, 50?
no 40. He got 40
40.
yards.
Yeah, yeah,
40
yeah.
yards.
See, yeah, no. So this is his worst rushing performance of the whole year, and it's not even because of his fault. The Ravens D line just beat the Titans O line to the punch every single play,
Yeah, it was a
every
battle of the
single play.
trenches. It was a battle of the trenches.
Yeah, the O line D line battle, that's important.
Yeah.
Very underrated.
I do want
Um,
to point something out though. I want to point something out because
okay,
you do say you've said repeatedly that the Tennessee Titans are your de facto AFC team.
a little bit,
You've
yeah, yeah.
They are. You've also mentioned that Ryan Tannehill is a great quarterback. And
I still
honestly,
stand by that.
you s-
I
yesterday,
mean,
I mean not yesterday,
look,
Sunday proved to me that it literally proved my suspicions of him like to be true. If he's okay, and look at what he did. He barely did anything. I mean, I never felt like Tannehill was ever gonna rally that team back. I mean, I was
I
happy,
think
obviously, because I was proven right. But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't, I my worst fear with him came true.
I don't know. I just think it was more so the Ravens defense came to play. That's what I think. 'Cause I mean, well, yeah, because but when they were up 10-0, Ryan Tannehill was lighting it up, and then but the Ravens defense just made a good adjustment, and and I would blame that more so on Arthur Smith, or not being able to adjust to the Ravens defense. I think that's more so what happened was the Ravens defense adjusted to the Titans. The Titans never adjusted to the Ravens defense. So that's why I still stand by my point with Tannehill. Now, look, had the Titans offense adjusted and then Ryan Tannehill still sucked, okay, sure. But I don't know. I just think it was a coaching battle from the get go. I think the Ravens defensive coordinator, or whether he calls defensive plays, or John Harbaugh, whoever was calling defensive plays, definitely outsmarted Arthur Smith, the Titans offensive coordinator. That's what I
Yeah.
think was what it was. And not only did he outsmart him, but the defense really really gave effort and really came to play. I mean, the defensive coach had the solid adjustment, and the Ravens defensive players executed it quite well.
Yeah,
Quite
and
well.
Lamar, he crushed two stigmas. He can't win a playoff game, and he can't come from behind. And look at him, he came
Yeah,
from
yeah.
behind and won
So
a playoff game.
yeah, so I was texting you, or you texted me, or you're like, haha, Titans lost, and I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah, I
hyped.
know, I know. But look, I was telling you, I was not upset at all because I, like you, also very much root for Lamar. Um, and yeah, for me, if the Titans were gonna lose to any team, I'm glad it was Lamar and the Ravens because yeah, those stigmas are gone now. Lamar can't win a playoff game. Lamar can't come from behind. And honestly, that is the one thing that Lamar has struggled to do. Not just in the postseason, but in the regular season. He's struggled to
Mhm.
come from behind. But this game definitely just wiped that off the table. I mean, we'll see what happens next week against the Bills. Maybe they'll be in the situation again where they'll have to come back. But I mean, at the same time, the Bills are just a completely dominant team, you know. So I wouldn't, if the Ravens can't come from behind, I'm not gonna be like, oh, he can't come from behind because he just did.
Yeah,
you know, the Bills are just a super dominant team. But I was really glad to see Lamar get his first playoff win. I'm happy for him. He's one of my favorite non-Eagles players right now.
hmm yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm honestly the game. Even though the Titans they underplayed by a lot because they were like the highest scoring offense almost last year.
Mm,
It was. I mean, it was a hell of a game. It was a back. It wasn't really back and forth. It was more like Titans got up and then the Ravens just went off. But it was just such a good dynamic to see, and you really saw. You could tell Lamar. At that point, like when he scored that 48-yard beautiful rushing touchdown, which I got so hyped when he scored it. But like from that point on, you could
yeah,
tell Lamar was like laser
yeah.
focused.
He turned on the Jets on that run. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that was like when I saw that, I was like, ooh, okay, all right. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great, man. It was a great game.
I was a big fan of it. I very much enjoyed it.
Mhm.
Um, you want to get into the next game?
Let's do it.
All right. This for me,
This is the
and
worst game.
maybe probably you too.
This
Yep,
was the
yep.
worst game.
Yeah, it
This
was the most boring game of
this was terrible.
wild card weekend. Bears won, beat no, sorry, Saints beat the Bears 21-9. Yeah, this was truly just a defensive struggle for most of the game.
Yeah.
Like it was just like there really wasn't like much turnovers either. It's just there was a couple, but that was
There's an
it.
interception, but
And so it was just, it was just okay, 3 and out, get a first down. Oh, okay, now off the field. So back and forth.
punt,
And
punt, punt.
this game would have been totally different if freaking uh Denzel Wims, I think is his name, Wims. I know that's his last name. Would have caught that beautiful ball thrown by Trubisky for
Yeah.
a touchdown. Do you see that? Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
that that
I
is
mean, he
that
just
is the
dropped it.
definition. That is the definition of brick hands. Oh my! It literally just like that hurt me, Don. Gosh, I
Yeah,
think
it makes this game
wow.
just made me sick to my stomach. I was just I was just so angry watching this because I knew if Kyler Murray and Arizona was like were the seventh seed, this game would be so much
Yes, this.
so much more entertaining.
Yes, I
But we
agree.
had to get Mitchell
I agree.
Trubisky, who everyone was, oh, the Bears, they're on a hot streak because he was playing great in December. They were facing bad teams. That literally means nothing. And I was just so, and listen, I like the Bears. I really do, but even though
They're
I
they're
wasn't
your little de facto NFC team.
they're my de facto NFC team, and I was rooting against them the entire time. I don't want to see this team. I don't want to see this team going to Green Bay, or like I don't. And I didn't even want,
Yeah,
and they couldn't even get anything going. It's like he's Mitchell Trubisky. He's like he's not even average. He's below average. He's not special. He's not dynamic. The offense sucks under him. I'm even though people can say they want not Foles, oh, like, bench Trubisky and put Nick Foles in there, it would have been the same result. I'm sorry. The only
it
shining
would
light
have.
the
It
Bears
would have.
had is the defense. because they were actually
Yeah.
the Saints scored their lowest amount of points for the entire season. And I think that's, I mean, if you're a
Yeah.
Bears defense, I mean, that's a tiny little win that you can take away from this. The Bears just need to get a new quarterback, man. And I don't know if they're gonna get one. I don't think they're gonna get one this year. But if they play their cards right, if they want to tank or just be bad on purpose, then maybe they'll have luck in next year's draft and hopefully they'll get a good prospect. But dude, Mitchell Trubisky, it's done. At that point, it's done. You couldn't get anything going.
Yeah. Oh man, and then I've heard that the Bears are going to keep Matt Nagy. His play calling for the offense was so abysmal during the Saints. Just the only creative play that happened that entire game from the Bears was the one that was dropped. Ah, dang. Matt Nagy finally gives the Bears, he finally gives the Bears a good play. Mitchell Trubisky throws a great ball. Doesn't happen often. And these receivers want to complain all day. All day.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I want a better team. I want a better this. I want a better this. And then when the freaking sun shines on them, they're out. They're gone. Yeah, the definition of brick hands. That was pitiful. There's one of many pet peeves I have about watching football games, NFL games in particular, is receivers dropping balls. Because you are in the NFL. You are a professional at your job. You are a professional at catching a damn football. And if a football hits you so beautifully like that in your hands, that was a perfect pass. That was a perfect pass. And if it hits you in your hands like that, as a professional receiver, you should catch that. I, with my small hands, they're not big. I'm a small guy. I'm 5'3". I have very short hands. I'm very short. I have small hands. With no gloves, I would have caught that. It's because right in the hands. Right in the. He had. Oh, it's pet peeve. It drives me nuts.
That game it was terrible. And this was the Nickelodeon game. I feel like if I watched it on Nickelodeon, I would have had a much better time. Unfortunately, I'm kind of a purist, so I watched it on CBS and it ruined everything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I couldn't watch the game on Nickelodeon. That's all. Yeah, go ahead.
This game sucked on every single level.
Yeah. The only thing is that both defenses played good. That's it.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I mean,
yeah, I guess it's just because I was expecting New Orleans to actually put up more than 21 points, especially because. But like
the Bears.
If you're go well, what?
The Bears' defense is good though. They are a really good defense. They're played by
good.
I was
expecting. I mean, it's just like they gave the Bears offense so many chances to like the Bears. I know deep down Khalil Mack was just like, come on, just do something. And then of course they waited to the last play of the game.
Trubisky, do something. Do something.
Yeah,
wake up.
He's
wake
poking
up.
him with a stick. It's like, come on. And then,
exactly.
The highlight of the game obviously was Jimmy Graham making one of the not the greatest, but one of the best catches of the season.
Jimmy Graham had no business catching that just swoop one-hander on the last play that didn't mean anything for a touchdown. And then he ran into the locker room, never saw him again. Beautiful. What a way.
Yeah.
What a way then.
That was the only way that game could have finished because there was nothing else good about it.
You know what I would have liked? I would have loved to see a classic Jimmy Graham dunk. I know you're not allowed to do that, but I would have loved to see a Jimmy Graham dunk and then him just retire after the game.
He honestly should have. And that moment was like the only memorable moment that this game's gonna have because nothing in the game was memorable at all. Yeah, I have nothing else. You don't even have to ask. I have nothing else to say about this game.
All right, perfect. Let's talk about the Steelers-Browns game.
Yes.
Browns won 48-37. They did it. They did it.
Dude, this game was awesome. This was like the best TV I've ever watched. This game was my eyes were glued to the screen the entire time because never in my life, in my football watching career, did I would ever think that the Browns would go into Pittsburgh and abominate, a just destroy, mangle,
Obliterate. Yeah.
whatever synonym you want to watch. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
sorry, obliterate. I would never expect that 100 years for the Browns to go into Pittsburgh and okay, I got this, annihilate the Steelers. I mean,
In a playoff
that
game
was
too. In a
insane.
playoff
In
game
a
too.
playoff game in Pittsburgh, I mean, the
Yeah.
Browns were never have never been in the that team is the most inexperienced team ever.
Not not only
Go
that,
ahead.
not only that, very minimal practice because of COVID, and they had the
Yeah.
freaking special teams coach as their head
Yeah.
coach for the
Like,
game.
what
And
the
they
hell?
wow. This is a team that has matured a lot over the course I've been watching football.
Of 1 year. In
The-
like 1 year.
well, yeah, they were starting to mature a little bit. Yeah, but
Freddie Kitchens was not, I mean,
I, yeah,
he was a
yeah, for
cancer
sure.
in that locker room.
He was. He absolutely was. Yeah, no, this is one of the most. I love how much they've matured. This is awesome because our whole lives, they've been terrible. And unless you started watching football in the 90s or something, the last time you saw them in the playoffs was 2002,
Yeah.
And the last time you saw them win a game in Pittsburgh was 2003. That's insane. And they oh wait, they didn't win a playoff game in 2002. Last time they won a playoff game was in freaking 94. So you saw the Browns go to the playoffs, win a playoff game, and beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And but according to Juju Smith-Schuster, they're just a bunch of nameless gray faces, right?
Yeah, the Browns are the Browns, man.
Clown.
He is the most hateable player in the NFL right now. Him and Chase Claypool too.
Yeah. So I could get some heat for this. Who knows?
Who cares?
A lot of people say that Antonio Brown is probably one of the most immature players during his immature episode, right? And which is, of course, the truth. I would almost argue it's a different type of immature. I would almost, I don't agree with all the outbursts and that ended up relating to criminal charges, criminal stuff. That's really bad. I do not agree with that at all. And that is definitely worse than anything that Juju Smith-Schuster has done. But aside from like the criminal stuff that Antonio Brown had, I would almost rather see that type of immaturity in the NFL than Juju's, because Juju's just a kid. Like, he's just a kid. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but someone caught Juju in the fourth quarter when they were losing. He's literally in the game, and he's doing a little
Corvette.
like
Corvette. Yeah, it's bad. It's so
you're
bad.
in the middle of a game. Losing, for God's sake. If you're winning, okay, sure, but you're losing
by the team by the team you literally talked shit about.
But yeah, by the team you just talked mad crap about. They're just a bunch of nameless gray faces. They're the same Browns team. We're gonna win. You're a clown, Juju. You're a clown, and I hope nobody signs him in free agency.
Oh, someone's gonna sign him. But
someone will sign him.
This game
because
was
he's
just
barely skilled enough.
I
was saying, yeah. I guess somebody will, because he has enough skill to get signed.
I think this game was just awesome to watch. As a football fan,
oh, for sure.
Unless you're a Steelers fan, there's no way you could not root for the Browns. The Browns were just awesome. They were so awesome to watch.
28-0 in the first quarter. Oh,
I never would have thought that for a million years. No one could. There's no one that could have predicted that. I'm sorry.
So you predicted the Browns to win because you thought the football gods were on their side, which they ended up being. Yeah. But you never saw them being up 28-0, did you?
Listen. Now here's the thing.
In the first quarter.
Listen, I like to proclaim myself as a genius, a football genius at least, because I did predict the Browns to win. Because I don't know, there was just this aura that the Browns were giving me. Listen, I would like as soon as it was like 14-0, I was already shocked. But By the
Yeah,
time it was
yeah.
28-0, I was like, I am
In the fourth
literally a
quarter.
G. I need to be a scholar, a psychic. I need to do this for the rest of my life. I could not have predicted that. I thought it was going to be a close game at the least, maybe a 3-point game. I could never have predicted this, Avery. Not in a million years. Not in a million
Yeah,
years.
gosh. Sorry to the audience for hearing Adon just boost the living hell out of his ego.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's necessary, man. It was necessary. This game was amazing. This was by like
Oh, it
this
was.
game is this is a classic game, I think, by far, because we've never
Yeah,
seen
for
it
sure.
before. It's something we've never seen before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, gosh, the Browns just truly came out to play. They really
Mhm.
did. Like right off the bat, fumble recovery for a touchdown. Whereas James Conner, Ben Roethlisberger, like who picks it up? Who picks it up? The Browns are
Yeah,
like,
they didn't
nah,
even
nah,
go
nah.
for
That's
it
us.
and went for the
Touchdown,
end zone.
touchdown.
Yeah,
Yep. They're like, no, that's touchdown for us. 7-0, baby.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. The run game was there. Yeah, yeah. The Browns had a lot of breakout plays.
Oh
They were
yeah,
able to
yeah,
establish breakout runs. You know, and Baker and Jarvis Landry were clicking that game.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
was nice to see. Oh, Jarvis Landry, I think it was the second or third touchdown for the Browns of that
Mhm.
game. Oh man, you see that the Jarvis Landry touchdown? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like he caught in the middle of the field and just went like up, and it was
Yeah, it was
amazing. Like
I
he
think it was just
outran that whole
I think it was
Steelers
just a quick easy
defender.
slant.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
awesome. Like it was just
beautiful man.
awesome, man. It was awesome. I was rooting
Yeah,
for the Browns to win. Like, 'cause as soon as like
yeah.
it was just awesome.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I predicted the Steelers, but I for sure rooted for the Browns. And hey,
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm wrong. I'm glad I was wrong about that game because oh man, it was so fun to watch. And God, the Steelers truly melted down, 11 and
Yeah.
0, and then lose 5 out of the last 6 games.
I mean,
And
I
and
think that
just
with the aside from like say Super Bowl 43 with the Seahawks Broncos, this is like the first game where momentum shifted on the first play of the game. Because as soon as that ball went over Ben's head, it was the Browns game all the way. I was like,
yeah,
I've never seen that before. I've never seen
yeah,
that before ever.
yeah, yeah, man. It was yeah. This game was fun to watch. Yeah, all the breakout plays. You know, just the effort, man.
Hmm.
And I mean, the Steelers they were coming back for a second, but the Browns themselves just. I'm glad that they made sure the Steelers did not come back and win that game.
Yeah,
I'm glad. I'm glad that they were able to retain that. You know.
they finished the game by far.
Yeah. And gosh, I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't think they'll beat the Chiefs,
Hmm.
but
Me neither.
their
Me
odds
neither.
are better now.
Yeah,
But I
it's not
mean,
gonna be a
their
blowout.
odds are better. Yeah, I don't think so either. And I still think the Chiefs are gonna win, but the possibility of a Browns upset is there.
Yeah, like
It is there.
it's
'Cause, I
not as
mean,
unrealistic as it once was.
yeah. It's not as unrealistic as people think. Because I mean, look, the Browns are going. You know, they're going into this game. They with now their head coach is going to be back.
Yeah.
You know, their head coach is going to be back. You know, they're not going to have anybody on COVID, so they'll be at full strength, and
Hmm.
they'll be able to practice. You
Yeah.
know, and not only that, but on the Chiefs end, the Chiefs the last few weeks of the season were barely scraping by. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm excited. I'm
I'm
excited
excited for that game. I'm
for this
super
Browns
excited.
Chiefs game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is there anything you have left for the Browns Steelers game?
I do actually. Yeah.
Okay. Playing Corvette.
Go Browns.
Go Browns. Go Browns. Dog pound, baby. Dog
Dog pound.
pound.
I'm officially a
Uh,
Browns. I'm officially a Browns fan. Let's go. I think we have a chance against Kansas City. Baker Mayfield MVP.
oh man. Yeah. Oh man. All right, let's get into our predictions for the divisional
Yeah,
round, shall we? I love playoff
I'm
time, man.
pumped. I'm
So I'll
pumped.
share the screen. I'll share the screen just so you guys can see the games. Oh, that is the playoff bracket that we will show you
Oh yeah. Also,
later.
before we move off the wild card, I just want to
Uh-huh.
say that I don't think I've said it on the podcast. I hated last year's playoffs with a passion because every game,
Yes. Oh,
like all
okay.
the
Yeah,
outcomes sucked.
I'm so glad you
Go
mentioned
ahead, bro.
that. Yeah, I am so glad you're saying this. I already know where you're going. Um, yeah. I'm so glad you're saying this because yes, the last 2 years, honestly, there's been so many blowout games in the playoffs.
Hmm.
It's like this isn't fun to watch, man. You know,
Yeah,
but all of these games were close to some degree. You know, all of these games were super fun to watch. There wasn't a moment where I was like, whatever. Except for the Bears Saints
yeah,
game,
yeah. The Bears
but
60 was
even
the only
then
sleeper.
but even then the score was only a 12-point win.
Yeah,
You know?
and we got something memorable out of it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I definitely agree with you that this playoffs this year has so far been fun and it's refreshing to see.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Shall we get into our predictions for the divisional round?
Let's do it, bro.
Ah, all right. Well, you guys can see on the screen, you got the Rams traveling to Green Bay. Adon?
We gave a lot of praise to the Rams defense earlier, which is always deserved.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Aaron Rodgers. First off, they're not going to be rusty since Aaron Rodgers he played Week 17. So that I mean I
He
think
did.
that's
Yep.
very important because I think when a quarterback takes when he's a 1 seed or a 2 seed and he takes Week 17 off and comes back to play like 2 weeks or 2 weeks later, they
Yeah,
almost
because that's
always
2 weeks off. Yeah.
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 So Rogers, I mean, it's not like they're not gonna be rusty. It's just gonna this is like they literally had a bye. There was like another bye week. They're gonna be refreshed. I do think I think this game is gonna be 2 scores. Just because I think at the end of the day, and the Rams defense is great. I think at the end of the day, I think the Packers offense, they're gonna outpace the Rams offense. And I don't think the Rams will be able to play catch up as much as they can, especially since we don't even know the quarterback situation yet. I don't know if Sean McVay said Goff was going to start. Do you know?
Um. Oh, would you look at that? You guys are looking on the screen.
Let me see.
Rams coach
Oh
Sean
yeah,
McVay has
exactly.
no
So
update
yeah,
on
so I
if
guess
Jared Goff.
it's still up in the air. So I think Green Bay is going to win by I'll say to make it safe, I'll probably say they're going to win by 10 points. It's not going to be no walk in the park,
Okay.
but they're going to win handily.
I like how good the Rams defense is, and because of that, I say it's a one-score game. The Packers win.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. All right. Ravens Bills. I'm excited for this one. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too,
Ravens
man.
Bills Buffalo. I got
Yeah,
Buffalo.
I got Buffalo too. I'm gonna be rooting for Baltimore, but at the end of the day, I think I'd still
Yeah.
rather see. I think at the end of the day, I'd still rather see Buffalo in the AFC Championship just because it's again it's a new like refreshing team to see. And so
Yeah.
this game I don't think it's gonna be a blowout at all. I think it's gonna be really
Oh, me
close.
neither. No, I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
I'd go as far as to say it might be a defensive struggle on both sides.
It could be. It
So
could be.
yeah, I mean, actually, you know what? I don't even know because these both the offenses are explosive, but both the defenses are like stout. So I could see this game being a shootout or a defensive struggle. But I think in either scenario, I think Buffalo's going to come out on top.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be a close fought game, with Buffalo
Mhm.
coming out on top. All right, Browns Chiefs game. We were just
This is the
saying
this is the most interesting game by far.
yeah, it truly is, and I say Chiefs only because well, football gods are on the side of the Chiefs. Honestly,
Yeah, I mean,
and
I
they're
trust
playing
me,
in
I'd
Kansas
love
City.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see the Browns be in the AFC Championship, but I think it's
Of
just
course, that would be awesome.
like imagine if it was Browns
Yeah,
Bills. That would be awesome. Those are like the two most snake bitten
that's my
franchises ever.
yeah.
That's also my
I
dream.
really
Yeah, yeah,
hope.
yeah. That's my dream.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah,
But Kansas
yeah.
City. I mean, listen. We said Kansas City has been struggling for like the past like 2 months, but they're 14-2 still. Like you know what I mean? It's like
It's
they're
true.
still
That is
winning
very
all these
true.
games.
That is very
So
true.
I still now I think this game is actually going to be a shootout because I don't think either defenses are that good. So and I think
I
Cleveland at
agree.
this point I think they'd be able to keep up with Kansas City. At the end of the day, though, it's
Yeah,
Mahomes, it's Andy Reid, Kelsey. It's too. I think there's too much going right for the Chiefs for them to lose.
yeah.
But an upset is not out of the question.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I have nothing to add because I, I agree with everything you just said. Um, all right, Buccaneers Saints. I'm very excited for this one to see Tom Brady and Drew Brees squaring away in the playoffs. I'm very excited for this game.
Yeah, it's a first time ever.
Yeah,
This is gonna be. I think this game is gonna be so much better than the last two games we've seen between these two teams, because
I agree.
I think now like the Saints, they're not necessarily slowing down, but they're kind of very
Hmm.
consistent. Like they're not really killing teams or anything. And whereas the Bucks, I think
Yeah.
they are
Hmm.
getting better every week because like they're putting up like more than 30 points now, like almost every game. And plus, you faced them twice. If you guys get blown out a third time, then I think you need to do heavy reevaluation on that coaching staff. But
Oh, for
I
sure, for
but I
sure.
don't think they're gonna get blown out. I think it's gonna be a tight contest. I think the Saints will, for the most part, come out on top.
Yeah. I so I'm gonna say Buccaneers, not because I disagree with you, but because the Saints just have been so unlucky in the playoffs. I think it's gonna happen again, and I think people don't want to see Brady continue on, and I think the football gods are speaking against the majority here. A lot of people would like to see the Saints win, finally have some luck, and not see Tom Brady advance. I think the football gods are going to be speaking for the Bucks here against the majority, and it is a pretty close match game. And I agree, it is going to be a better game to watch, even if the Saints do win, which is very
Mhm.
likely. You know, um,
Yeah.
if even if the Saints do win, I think it's going to be a close game. So, but when in a game that's matched up like this, and considering just history, I like the Buccaneers in this game.
It's a fair point, man. It really is.
Yeah. All right, now let's get over to our brackets. So this is our updated brackets. So this is mine right here. Here, I'll show you my previous one. The NFC is definitely shaken up a little bit because the Rams ended up winning, unfor- and then unfortunately I was wrong here and here. This one I don't care that I was wrong, but you know. And then here is my updated bracket now, and I have the Bucks. I have the so the only difference that me and Adon have going forward is I just told you I think the Bucks are gonna go to the NFC Championship and then the Super Bowl. I gave my reasoning last time why the Bucks would beat the Packers. And also a little thing to add is the Packers just ever since that Super Bowl, every time they make it to the NFC Championship, they haven't been back to the Super Bowl since they won against Pittsburgh, and it's just they just keep getting so unlucky in the NFC Championship. Remember that game against the Seahawks a few years back? The
Yeah,
Seahawks had that
against Arcade.
miraculous like fourth quarter comeback to go to the Super Bowl. You
Yeah.
know, I just don't like. I'm considering the Packers misfortune, and the fact that people don't want to see Brady in the Super Bowl, but I think it's gonna happen. I don't know. That's why I have Bucks over the Packers in the Super Bowl, and then I have everything else the same. And then Don, this is his previous bracket. We all, both of us screwed over by the Rams, but on the AFC side, he was perfect. Props to him. Um, and then Don, you have the Saints winning. Going into the into the NFC Championship. You just explained, and then yeah, you take the Packers over the Saints. Yeah, that's still consistent here. Um, yeah. So what do
Yeah.
you?
The updated one, not much has changed. The only thing that I obviously, I think we were both wrong on the Seahawks Rams. So yeah, I still got Bills in Kansas City. I still think
Mhm.
Kansas City's gonna come out on top. I just think it's like I think it's just experience. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, because they're
Yeah.
like now looking at it, they really are kind of evenly matched. It's just experience, and I think the Bills are just gonna get outcoached in that game. It's not gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be a good game, but
Mhm.
the football gods they're going heavy on the NFC side though. So yeah, like we both have this. Actually, don't have the same, but I have New Orleans and Green Bay. Listen. You mentioned before, both these teams are so like since the last Super Bowl win, they've always been unlucky in the playoffs since then. And unfortunately, one of these teams has to lose the NFC Championship game. I'm gonna go with the
Yeah.
Packers. I think they're a more well-rounded team. I think they have the more explosive offense. Aaron Rodgers is playing out of his mind right now, whereas Drew Brees, you can definitely see that age is getting up to him. Now, listen, Drew Brees is still good. He's still like a top 10 quarterback, top 12. I think he's a top 12 quarterback, but I think in the NFC Championship, age is going to catch up, and I think Rodgers he's on a mission to get to the Super Bowl. Obviously, you can see it's not going to matter because Kansas City, I still think is going to beat them. It's going to be the State Farm Super Bowl. I'm very excited for this, and
Oh gosh.
but yeah, at the end of the day, I got Kansas City winning. But I think the rest of these playoffs are going to be outstanding to watch.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna stop sharing screen. Yeah. I will say if the NFC Championship is Packers Saints, I will choose the Packers.
Hmm.
I don't like the Saints going to Lambeau.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
only team
it's
I
not going to
feel
look good.
comfortable with, the only team I feel comfortable, I said it before, playing in Lambeau is the Bucks because of Brady.
Yeah, it
Only
makes
team.
sense.
Other than that, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But all right, that should wrap up the second episode of the Thunderbird podcast. Don,
Yeah.
anything else you want to say before we close out?
Um, Chargers, please hire Eric Bieniemy or Brian Dable, please.
I'm just hoping for something good with the Eagles. Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm
Your
so glad
team
they
is in
fired. I'm
disarray.
so glad we fired Doug Peterson. Yeah, we'll talk about that at another time. But yeah,
Yeah.
other than that, I enjoyed it. Don, you hope you enjoyed it as well, and I hope the rest of you guys, you guys watching enjoyed as well. Sorry, last episode was so long. We did say this one would be shorter. We made a promise, still a little long, but that's all right.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's football. It's football time. It's football season. It's playoffs. It's playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, without anything else, that concludes it. Thank you guys for watching, and can't wait to can't wait for episode 3, conference championship next. All right. You guys have a great one.